Welcome back. You're still with us on Startup Street. Airship's developing firm, Empyreal Galaxy, has secured seed funding from Atal Incubation Center, RMP. The company will be deploying these funds to grow and improve their position in the industry. Also, it is on a mission to address the global infrastructure challenges with solutions that are not just innovative, but cost-effective and efficient. It is striving to connect the remote and disaster-prone regions isolated from essential aid. Joining me now to share the company's growth plans and further strategy, we are joined by founder and CEO Shailesh Dhuri, as well as my colleague Ritu. Shailesh, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. We'll discuss the fundraise in just a bit, but you're a firm that makes airships, right? So talk to us about what is the pain point that you're trying to solve for and elaborate on what you have on offer. Are these airships also eco-friendly? If you could give us some use cases.
Yes. So the eco-friendly aspect is something that is the first and foremost point. And the pain points are that India, as a growing and diverse country, has many places where the infrastructure is insufficient, or during any disaster, the infrastructure collapses. So you have seen the aid being delivered by helicopters and other means. So when there is a flood or there is a landslide. So that is where airships come into picture initially. And airships are far more eco-friendly than all other means of transportation or surveillance. So let me give an example. So if you want to move via air, you have to go, let's say, by jet aircraft or by a drone or by a helicopter. All of them require power to stay up in the air because they are heavier than air. In our case, whatever we manufacture is lighter than air. The tendency is to stay up in the air. We require power only to go forward. That means our power consumption is 1/10 to 1/20th of what is required for normal aircrafts or drones, which means that we can operate on batteries, which means our carbon footprint can potentially be zero. And also we are far more cost effective because the cost of operations is much lower. That is the pain point we're trying to solve.
Just briefly, who are you serving? Is the state government, for instance, your customer, or what is your customer base like? What is the total number of clients you're serving, and how do you plan to grow that number?
Yes, so we are in second year of operation, and currently our customer base, where we are already deployed or going to deploy, includes various government agencies, which include armed forces, which include police departments, forest departments, oil and gas installations, road and transportation companies, and also private sector companies like solar installation. If you can imagine, a solar installation is a huge installation. They want to keep a track of any theft happening in the solar farm, where we can help them in monitoring that. So it is anyone who has requirement for the transportation or surveillance on a given area is our customer. And currently most of and also telecom. So if you can imagine setting up telecom networks in hilly area is very difficult. So even people like DOT are talking to us very actively.
Right. So you just listed out your clientele, but what about cost? What are the airships priced at, and how are you making your carbon neutral airships more affordable?
Yes. So the pricing range depends on the payload. So if the payload is very low, the pricing can start at less than 1 crore, and if the payload is high, it can go in hundreds of crores. So depends on this is the initial cost. The cost of running is, as I mentioned, about 1/10 to 1/15th of other options that people have. So overall, if you look at the cost comparison over the lifetime, we are far more cheaper than most other options.
Okay, and how many such airships have you developed currently, and what's the order book like, and also what is your manufacturing capacity annually?
Yes, so currently our manufacturing capacity is about 50 to 20 airships. That is why we are raising funds, while our discussions going on with various agencies is for hundreds of airships right now. And that is why we have got this seed funding, and I'm talking to other investors to raise additional funding to expand our production capacity.
All right. So you want to use the money to you're looking to raise more funds to expand your production capacity. But what about revenues? What's your revenue model? What are you clocking? And what's profitability looking like, considering investments are high and turnarounds are quite long?
Yes. So this is a business which will have a long period of investment and cash burn, and the profitability will come in a few years' time, not immediately. Because a lot of investments need to go in first of R&D. So last 2 years we developed the product, a lot of money went into it in developing R&D. Now the order book is quite healthy. Right now we have order book in excess of 25 crores, and the orders under discussion, as I mentioned, are huge numbers. But it will take capital also to convert those orders into reality.
Well, is that where most of the funds that you've just raised go into, and how much more are you looking to raise?
The next raise would be around 20 crores that we're trying to raise, and we'll be raising funds as we fulfill further orders, because you have to understand that not many firms in the world who are doing this. Across the world, there are about 8 to 10 firms only doing this. So even venture capitalists don't have benchmarks. So we have to go slowly to help them also create benchmarks as to how they should invest funds.
All right, Shailesh, thank you so much for joining us on Startup Street today, and we wish you all the best on this journey going forward.
Thank you very much.
All right, with that, it's a wrap from Arundhati, Ritu and me, Shruti, on this edition of Startup Street. More news and updates continue on the other side.